Postal strikes today in Chelmsford, Southend and Kings Lynn. Staff in Peterborough will be on strike tomorrow. It's part of a long-running dispute with Royal Mail over modernisation and changes to working practices. The number of jobs lost in the recession won't be regained until 2015. That's according to a report for the East of England Development Agency. It says Peterborough, Harlow and Luton have seen the biggest increase in unemployment, with no recovery due for 2 years.
A year ago, the police in Essex set up Operation Apex, a campaign to attract more officers. Now the force says it's bucking the national trend with an increase of 16%.
Back on the beat, that's where these new recruits are ready to go. They're set to join the 3,600 officers Essex Police already have. And with another 60 pairs of feet on the ground, they're part of the 600 new officers the force is hoping to attract.
If you think about 600 extra police officers and on a 3 8-hour shift, then you're going to have 200 extra police officers on the street in Essex every day of the year.
And for some, upholding the law's been a childhood dream.
You always watch all those kind of programmes that used to be on TV and you just sit there in awe. And then obviously saw certain things that happened at home that were quite disturbing for a child to see. And growing up, I just thought to myself, like, I really want to be able to be out there helping other people that are doing the same things.
And since Operation Apex began a year ago, the police have invested almost £11 million in getting nearly 250 new officers out and about.
We're trying to spread them fairly equally across the county. Different areas have different challenges. The urban areas have challenges perhaps around what we sometimes call the nighttime economy, pubs and clubs and that sort of thing, but the rural areas do have their challenges as well.
A couple of months ago, new Chief Constable Jim Barker-McCardle was introduced to Essex. He officially starts tomorrow. The message loud and clear: policing in Essex is much more visible. Felicity Simper, BBC Look East, Chelmsford.
There's an amnesty this week at libraries in Suffolk as part of a campaign by BBC Radio Suffolk to highlight the ranges of services available at all the local libraries. There'll be features on the Mark Murphy Breakfast Show, and all this week, all overdue books can be brought back with nothing to pay. So if you want to find out more about how the libraries work in Suffolk, you can tune in to the Breakfast Show with Mark Murphy tomorrow morning.
As the recession and cheap supermarket beer forces more pubs out of business, one is bucking the trend and expanding. Today, South Norfolk District Council awarded the Pelican and Tacolneston the title of Best Community Pub.
The road into Tacolneston isn't that busy, so when 52 pubs are closing every week in Britain, how wise is it to plough thousands of pounds into this one? I took a look inside.
And as you come in, it looks just like any other normal country pub. We've got Rob here who's just fitted the new beer pumps. They're working?
They're working fine, yes, they're brand new, we're just priming them up.
But appearances can be deceptive. Mindful of how hard-pressed pubs are, South Norfolk District Council has just given this one a gong, Best Community Pub of the Year. Esther McGinn used to teach fine art, but she's made an art of turning a profit where others have barely made a turnover.
I think a pub just supplying drinks is not the answer. You have to diversify, you have to go into the bed and breakfast, you have to change your game.
And this is how, from bed and breakfast to hosting mini beer festivals, and crucially, turning half of the pub into a restaurant.
You've been in the business, what, 25 years?
Yes.
What's your advice to Esther?
Well, just keep changing with the times, adapting, keeping the community in sort of the first of everything you do.
From pub quizzes to local balls, the key is support from the community. If the new beer pumps are to keep working, those who want rural pubs will have to put their money where their mouth is. Alex Dunlop, BBC Look East, Tacolneston.
You're watching Look East from the BBC. Come here. I hadn't seen it before.
It promises to be a late night for a Formula One team at Silverstone. This weekend, Force India will race in the Italian Grand Prix at Monza, but tonight they're throwing a party.
It's to celebrate their first ever World Championship points in the Belgian Grand Prix last week. Tom Williams has managed to get an invitation. He's there now. Hi, Tom. Looking very smart too.
Formula One teams, they certainly know how to throw a party. Over here, just about one of the largest bottles of champagne I've ever seen. It's a Jeroboam, I'm informed. Just above it, Giancarlo Fisichella's trophy for finishing second. As you can see, there's a spread fit for a king. We're in the glamorous surroundings of the Whittlebury Hall Hotel and Spa, which is just a couple of miles away from Silverstone. And if you follow me through door number 2, the car. Not the car that Fisichella finished second in Belgium 8 days ago, but an exact replica of it. I'm just sitting proudly on it, is Simon Robberts, who's the Chief Operating Officer for Force India. How have you made this car so quick?
Well, we've been working on this since November 2008, get the year right, and you know, it's really a team effort. So in partnership with Mercedes-Benz High Performance Engines, the guys down at McLaren who supplied the gearbox, you know, the whole team in Silverstone and based around this area with all the suppliers have worked non-stop to get this thing competitive.
Just very quickly, how crucial were those points for Force India?
I mean, it just lifts the whole team, it helps motivate everybody, and actually it does affect our income in a way for the following years. So we're really, really proud, and it's been a great achievement.
OK, Simon, thank you very much. Well, Force India may have defied the odds, but now on to our next story about another man that equally did so as well. 6 years ago, professional golfer Tony Johnstone was told he would never play again after being diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. But thanks to a trial for early-stage sufferers at Addenbrooke's Hospital in Cambridge, he's back on the fairways and back in the winner's circle. He won the Senior British Masters at Woburn yesterday.
I've been so lucky that I could spend my life doing something I love, and to be told, listen, that's it, find something else to do, it's a serious, serious blow. I just went and sat in the car and blubbed for half an hour.
For someone who lives and breathes golf, Tony Johnstone's world caved in when he was diagnosed with MS 6 years ago. A disease which attacks the central nervous system is a golfer's worst nightmare. But Addenbrooke's Hospital in Cambridge came to the rescue. Tony took part in a trial for a revolutionary new treatment programme.
This is a totally novel treatment whereby they give you this drug called alemtuzumab, which kills off your immune system completely. And the thought was that your immune system would come back without the faulty memory, which is what MS is. Your body thinks there's something wrong, goes around attacking your nervous system. And lo and behold, here I am out competing again. It's been miraculous, to be honest.
Come on, boys! So Tony's back in the old routine, and his weekend at Woburn started with a traditional Pro-Am event. The putts weren't dropping, but he wasn't bothered. For his playing partners, great to share the fairway with a Zimbabwean.
Terrific guy as well. He's settling us down. It's really good. I mean, he's had some tough times in the past, so it's great to be out there playing with him. Definitely.
Tony was obviously getting all the bad shots out of the way in the Pro-Am, because in the main event, the British Masters, he was more than a match for the Torrances and Woosnams.
Tony Johnstone, oh yes, what a ball that is.
In fact, Tony was in the mix for the silverware. Personal comeback to sporting comeback. 4 shots behind at the start of the day to a putt for victory.
It's called the Friendly Tour, and we just have a great time out here. There's a lot of sparring. We're as rude to each other as we possibly can be, and we just love it.
It's hard to think of a more popular winner than the golfer, just happy to still have the drive. Jonathan Park, BBC Look East, Woburn.
Well, from the champagne of Formula One, perhaps to a drink more associated with rugby union, that's beer, of course. Northampton, it was tough for them at the weekend, but they were just able to gain a victory thanks to a couple of late tries. They were trailing 17-0 to Worcester at one point, but the winning try came a couple of minutes from time. Paul Digan going over to the relief of 12,000 supporters at Franklin's Gardens. Northampton winning 2017. Bedford, they also won their championship opener against Doncaster at the weekend. Let's talk more Formula One. I'm joined by Dominic Harlow, the chief race engineer. Dominic, a year and a half in Formula One with Force India. It must have been great to get off the mark.
It's fantastic for us, yeah. It's been quite a long, hard year and a half building this team up to something that can finally deliver, and we're really pleased to have got this result now.
And just briefly, a bit of a team change. The man that finished second's gone.
Yeah, mixed feelings there. Obviously, fantastic for Giancarlo. I'm sure it's every racing driver's dream to sit in a red car in Italy. He's just produced a great result for us, and he's off. But as I say, we wish him all the best, and we're looking forward to having Tonio in the car in Monza.
That's great, Dominic. Thank you. We better leave it there because we've got some celebrating to do. The hotel group's general manager, Mark Jones, is standing by. Let's have 3 cheers for Force India. Hip hip. Hooray! Hip, hip!
Hooray!
Hip, hip!
Hooray!
Should be a great night.